What's up, everyone? TacticalTurtleneck here. And guess what? Climate change activists have finally figured out how to save the Earth.
In Ireland, although I was never someone who thought I would move to another country, that's what I decided would be.
By bulldozing the Amazon rainforest. Yeah, we're in peak genius territory now. So this November at the United Nations Climate Change Conference, aka COP30, also aka Rich People LARP as Environmentalist Week.
Oh yeah, you bitch. You can't rob me from having my steak that no one can see me eat.
Is being held in Belém, Brazil. And to prepare for this gathering of 50,000 self-righteous doomsday prophets, Brazil has decided to pave over protected rainforest so they can have somewhere to park.
Du hast Scheiße again.
Dude, it's a lady getting pooed on. Whoa, is it
Klaus Schwab?
Oh, very funny. Hey, it is
Klaus Schwab.
Essen mein Scheiße.
Go right it in. Ah, son of a bitch!
Because nothing screams climate emergency like a 4-lane highway, luxury hotels, and cruise ships pulling into port to house a ton of people who pretend to care about the fucking ocean. And they're calling the new road Avenida Libertad, which means Liberty Avenue. For who? Trees, locals who just lost their homes. Maybe it's just the most poetic way to, admit that they're liberating the forest from existence. Who knows?
Oak tree looking fuck.
Let's just marinate on the hypocrisy for a second. For years, these people have been screaming in our faces about how the Amazon is the lungs of the earth, and that deforestation is literally genocide against Mother Nature. And then the second that they need a place to park their Teslas, or not anymore, their, Volkswagens, yeah, go ahead and bulldoze that rainforest real quick. I've got a panel on eco-sustainability at 4. It's like PETA opening a steakhouse because their office is a bit too far from a Whole Foods, or a vegan influencer clubbing a baby cow to death because they're out of oat milk. But don't worry, this isn't the same as the bad kind of deforestation. No. This is progressive deforestation, totally different. See, when corporations cut down the rainforest for profit, that's evil. But when climate activists do it for a photo op, that's leadership. Totally different.
He's black?
Let's talk about why they're actually doing this. It's not about climate change. If it was, this entire summit would be held on Zoom or Discord. They won't do that because the activism has never actually been about the environment. It's about power. It's about money. It's about making you feel bad about driving a gas car while they burn more fossil fuel in a weekend than you will in your entire goddamn life. You know how much CO2 this summit is going to produce? Try 150,000 to 190,000 tons. That is the same as burning 20 million gallons of gasoline. And do you know what the CO2 footprint would be if they just stayed in home and did this on Zoom? About 500 to 1,000 tons. See, that is a 99% reduction. But no. See, that's not an option because Zoom conferences don't come with Michelin-star dinners and yacht parties. But you know what else doesn't? Your social life. Are you autistic? Of course you are. You're watching this. But don't worry, Spectrum Sync is here to help.
Choo choo.
Are you tired of normies looking at you like a malfunctioning Roomba every time you try and talk about your hyperfixation?
Oh, why was I created this way?
With Spectrum Sync, you can translate your deep dive rants into neurotypical friendly small talk. Simply type in your 20-minute monologue on train gauge width and boom. Spectrum Sync shortens it to, yeah, trains are pretty cool. Need to explain why every conversation reminds you of an obscure video game from 1997? No problem. Spectrum Sync converts it into something socially acceptable, so people stop backing away mid-sentence. For just 3 easy payments of $19.95, you too can pass as a functional human being in public. But wait, there's more. Order now and get Spectrum Sync Pro, which filters out info dumping, tone policing, and accidental insult. Perfect for avoiding fights you don't even realize you started. Just use code ChooChooAutism at checkout and finally experience what it's like to have normies pretend to like you. Spectrum Sync, because masking is exhausting. Oh my god, like, you just don't get it. If we don't stop climate change, like, right now, like, the world's gonna die. We have, like, 5 years max. Maybe less. The ice caps are melting. The oceans are rising. The temperature is literally boiling us alive. Scientists say that we are on the brink of total collapse, and you're worried about a little highway? Okay, first of all, scientists also said that Florida would be underwater by 2015. It's still there, unfortunately. Second of all, if you actually cared about CO2 emissions, you'd be mad that the climate conference is producing 150,000 tons of them instead of just running the event on Zoom, which, as I said, would cut these emissions by 99%. And third, the Amazon isn't just some background aesthetic for your Instagram activism. Real people live there. And thanks to this little stunt, they're losing their homes, their businesses, their entire ecosystems, so a bunch of rich fucks can clap at each other for saving the planet. So tell me again, how is this about climate change? Cause... Shut up, fascist! So while these clowns sip their champagne in their air-conditioned climate conference, guess who actually has to deal with the consequences?
Poor people.
The locals. The people who have lived in the Amazon for generations and actually, maybe depend on it a little bit. Like Claudio Verchete, who made a living harvesting acai berries.
You hippie!
Those berries that hipster liberals love to put in bowls with like granola and yogurt. Until the trees he relied on were cut down to make room for, you guessed it, a fucking road.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Now his village doesn't even get access to the highway. They just get to live next to it, listening to the sounds of traffic. I mean, nature as their ecosystem collapses.
And here we see the wild Toyota Corolla.
But that's just the price of saving the planet, right? I mean, what's a little deforestation when you need to make room for a bunch of rich people to give TED Talks on how everyone else needs to use paper straws? So, let's recap. The UN Climate Change Summit is literally paving over the Amazon to preach about how we need to stop deforestation. The actual carbon footprint of the event is that of a small country. And if they actually cared, they would just do it on Zoom. But they don't, because the climate hysteria has never been about the environment. It's about controlling you while they live exactly how they want. It's about power, money, and making sure that the peasants stay in line. So next time you hear one of those smug assholes telling you to give up your car, stop eating meat, and turn your thermostat down to 42 in the winter, just remember, they are saying it from a penthouse suite, sipping imported wine in a city that they had to bulldoze a jungle to visit. I'm gonna go bulldoze my wife. Have a fucking good one.